That shit just slanging. It was just my fault. My bad. Your
He's
shit
rubbing
never
cheese.
your shit just
He's
never
rubbing
starts
cheese
slanging
on it.
back and forth. JT, I bet your shit hits your thighs, right?
Pee-pee?
Yeah.
No, it's not that big.
No?
My
Oh,
thighs
okay.
hit my thighs, though.
Oh, your thighs hit your thighs? So it's gotta be
Ain't got no
girthy,
thigh
right?
Yeah, it's pretty girthy.
Yeah. That's good.
One might call it a chode.
Oh, yes.
But wait.
Yes. I feel bad for those who like never seen a chode before. Truly, like it's a majestic thing, you know.
I mean, I'll turn on my face cam if you need me to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Somebody hops into the booth and it's just JT with his dick in front of the camera. No gameplay whatsoever. Just three dicks talking to each other. Are we live?
All right, tell us when we're
We've been live. We've been live this whole time.
Okay.
Oh,
So my foot's totally stuck in there, right? I'm freaking out. The dog's having a seizure. I still got half a pie left. We're live?
What?
Okay. Welcome back to the Dark Horse Slugging Association. This is Ben Jamin, and here with me today is my partner.
JT!
And today we have a decent enough game between the Fury and Sluggin Heat.
Oh, I didn't put my
Oh.
stars in. Oh
Fury
shit! Sorry, I didn't mean.
No,
to.
we
Yeah.
figured that out already.
We're going to talk about that. Fury coming in off of a very surprising loss against the Toadstool Titans. You know, there's technical difficulties with the game, and they ended up losing by 11. And Sluggin Heat, who very luckily got a win in their first game. What do you think about today's game, JT?
You know, you can chalk up the Fury loss to technical difficulties if you want to, but at the end of the day, they still lost by 11. Team that everybody had very high going into the season, thought they'd win the championship, and they get smacked in the mouth. Really says a lot about the program and where they're headed. They traded for DK. They thought they were getting that star power. Traded away some of their future to do so, and they got pushed to the ground and they didn't quite get back up. And Sluggin Heat came out with a fantastic win last week, and we're gonna see if history can repeat itself.
Yeah, going into this game, Fury, again, they had technical difficulties last week. They played really well in that few first innings. They were up 5-0, and some could say that if the game had been played out during that first matchup, that they would have won the game, honestly, with flying colors. They have a really good team. You can make the argument they have the best roster in the league. Today, they're coming in with Dark Bones and Donkey Kong starred. They're really excited about having Donkey Kong starred. Meanwhile, I have really to look at this roster here and really talk about this game. I really think Sluggin Heat has a chance to win this one. To be quite honest with you, it was at first saying that there was no one starred. I don't know what the consensus was on that because at game time, I don't know what the rules are. We might be bending the rules a little bit here. But, they're starring Blue Dry Bones and Bowser Jr., which are okay stars, I guess. But, I don't really see them having much of a chance in this game. I think the Fury win by 5+ runs here today.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same. You're looking at these rosters. Sluggin Heat just has consistency across the board. There's really no weak player on their team. They've got Bowser Jr., fantastic captains, one of the best captains in the league. One of the bros who's always going to was fantastic on the Warps and Warriors, has been fantastic for the Sluggin Heat. And then you've got a Kamek who's got great magic abilities, great pitching. Boo is a fantastic pitcher. And then you've got 4 Miis, and the Miis don't dip below 500 in really any category. So fantastic looking roster. You wish you could say the same here about the Fury. They have only 2 Miis, and then they've got a Toad and Dixie Kong, and a Tiny Kong. So we're really going to have to see what happens here. We've seen the Toad outfield work before. Didn't work for them last week, obviously. So let's see if they can maybe get something done. Chances are looking pretty slim, though, I will say.
I think you're really overvaluing the hype of these Miis. When only a little over half of your team are actual, Nintendo characters with, rights and stuff. your team's kind of, slanted towards that me minority, who I don't think are as good at baseball than the other guys. They're pretty average, sixes across the board. But, to each his own a little bit. I know that GM Dawson seems to be a little bit upset, just a little bit. He did say SMH because he pointed out that Sluggin Heat did not have their stars in at game time. I don't know how pressed he is about that. I didn't say Mies don't have rights, okay? There's some people, look, they deserve rights, okay? But they're just not that good at baseball. But again, going back to GM Dawson, there might be some controversy after the game. I mean, we saw some controversy week 1 when it came to the great reset in the 7th inning. I know GM Spivey was very upset about when the timing of that reset. But, there's always going to be controversy in this league. I'd say, at the very least, there's going to be controversy in many sports leagues. But, again, I don't have Sluggin Heat doing much here. It does help them out just a little bit that they actually got their stars in, and it looks like GM Dawson is going to let it go a little bit. But yeah, they're just readjusting the lineups right now, and we'll see what happens when the game starts.
Yeah, and, with the stars going on, that's, GM versus GM there. It's really going to be, is GM Dawson going to let this happen? Is the league going to let this happen? Who knows? It might just be entered in a forfeit at the end of the week, but you can pull some strings a little bit when you're the Sluggin Heat. But, their roster looks good. It looks solid throughout. I mean, they had a huge win last week against the Royals team who was talking a lot of smack. So they put their money where their mouth is. Consistency across the board. I do believe that Nintendo does have the rights to the word me and the me characters. So a little bit of slander there, but that's okay. As far as this Fury roster goes, however, really heavy on the Kongs, but it's kind of a mosh posh. You've got 2 dry bones in there, a Toad, 2 Miis, and the rest are Kongs. So I'm still trying to find their identity here. Let's see if they can come out with a win. Chances are probably not.
Yeah, we're going to go down to the field now. Looks like everything's ready to go. They will allow the star. GM Dawson says we should reprimand GM Spivey. Only 1 star next week. We'll see what happens. But we are live from Luigi's Mansion. Last game that was played here was terrible. Go ahead, JT.
It was a terrible game, but I don't think that was at fault to the stadium. This is a new stadium this season, and quite honestly, I'm loving it. I think it, the deep... Oh, wow. An interesting grab there by Crawdaddy. But I think that the stadium adds a lot of character. I mean, you see the big mansion in the background. It's a very long field, and it's really hard to hit one over. It's going to be hard for both of these teams. They only have like 1 or 2 home run hitters. But this plus Peach's Ice Garden have really added a little bit more strategy for the GMs as they pick who they're going to, or where they're going to play each week.
It definitely has. And oh, wow. Really
big brain play there by Donkey Kong. You think that the Kongs would have more chemistry, but now we've got 2 on for the Sluggin Heat.
Yeah, Sluggin Heat got a little bit lucky there with the miss, but really unsurprising play there from Fury as they hit a really good double play there to end the inning.
A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, and I think that's what happened there for the middle infield for the Fury as they figure out how to get it done.
And here comes Funky Kong, really good player. A lot of home runs hit by this guy. He hits this deep into left field. It's going to land short. And the Miis don't get there. They're hit by the fire. And Funky Kong's going to get to second base to start this game off great for the Fury. And we already have an RBI chance here from Tiny Kong.
Any other player, that might be inside the park. That might be, at least a triple. But speed is something that's really been an issue for this Fury team. As you see, runner in scoring position, Funky still can't score.
And Tiny Kong is going to get on base, though. And they have a runner on first and a runner on third here as Dixie Kong comes up to bat.
Great magic and the double play. Once again, bad base running. You see it a lot in the league, especially with this Fury team. But Funky's going to stay on third as we get Donkey Kong up here, see if he can get done.
It can from time to time. He's rather inconsistent. Has some really good plays. That one, I'll give it to him there. He had a really good play there to get the double plays. Donkey Kong hits one straight to the outfield, and this inning will end scoreless.
And, those Mii's, like we said, they're average across the board, just above average across the board. But as far as outfields go, outfields and your corner infields is really where you want them, showing it off right there.
And there's Blue Boner showing why he is the inferior Boner, as it goes straight to Donkey Kong and makes a really excellent play there. Shortstop.
I wouldn't call him the inferior Boner. All boners are made in their own, in their own way, and it really depends on who the boner is getting used by, what GM is using the boner, how they're using the boner, and in what context the boner is in.
I know there's lots of talks about boner usage in this league. And Donkey Kong, he's had a rough start to this game. Rather rare start for Donkey Kong here as he misses up on that one. I believe that's an error. And Madison's going to come up here to try to get someone home.
If you're a Fury fan, you're hoping that this inconsistency and this bad day from Donkey Kong doesn't continue, not just at the plate, but once he steps on the mound here for Funky Kong. In
Good
the next
hit
couple
from
of
Madison. Uh-oh. As a really lucky item usage there gets through. And so bases are loaded with no outs as Boo comes forth, or as I call him, Baby Boo.
You talked about how mediocre the Mii's were, but I mean, if you look at the bases right now, they've loaded the bases with pure Mii's. Boo almost at his home course and will hit into a double play.
Yeah, again, as you said earlier, blind squirrel, you know what I mean.
A blind nut finds a squirrel every once in a while.
Blind nuts is what Spivey does in his free time, from what I hear. But here comes Dark Boner.
Speaking of blind nuts, here's Dark Boner.
Dark Boner hits it over Kamek's head. No magic usage there as he gets the first.
One thing that I think a lot of GMs need to take notes of this Sluggin Heat defense is they've got here comes another double play. They've got blue Mii's out in the outfield, meaning when they try to hit their cutoff man, they get a chemistry throw that gets the ball there a little bit quicker than if it were just player to player.
Here comes Purple Toad with 2 outs now after that unfortunate play by Kamek. She charges it up, but it's going to land straight into the hands of the outfield there. And we are still scoreless through 2.
Very gritty play. Way to take the shell right to the face to get that third out. It's
everyone does it.
Oh, well.
Everyone who takes a shell is going to take it. Mii's more than most, yeah. Not to say they deserve it or anything. I don't think they do. Kamek is going to get on base thanks to the item usage again. Again, very lucky item usage today.
You'd think that the Kongs would be used to bananas by now, with their business and all. As
there
goes
one Tiny
falls
Kong
right
with
into
a
their lap.
really good play there. Nice double play there. As here comes a Boomerang, bro. And that's right there. I think he's one of the more... You see, he barely gets on base. He doesn't even get on base. He's too slow to get to first base. And that will be 3 up. Well, not 3 up, 3 down necessarily. We had a few guys on base, but still scoreless. Going into the bottom of the third.
Maybe it's just Luigi's Mansion having, low scoring affairs, but this is almost what it looked like last week when we came here.
Yeah, it was. I was there on the call. It was very not exciting as there's a Mii hit over to first base. We talk about good Mii's, these purple Mii's. That guy right there. Hurley getting a good hit as we cycle over to Dry Bones.
They traded for Dry Bones this offseason. Dry Bones leads. Oh my goodness.
Again, my MVP vote last year was for Dry Bones.
He leads the league in batting average, despite being on a weaker Mayhem team. I'm shocked that the Mayhem traded him away. Being one of the best players.
No, yeah.
In the league.
Again, I compare him to Ichiro Suzuki. He is
absolutely
so good at getting on base. And Funky Kong trying to hammer this one home right now, but he's just kind of staring at it. Very uncharacteristic.
Dry bones. I was watching a stat the other day about our sister league, the MLB, about the players who don't want to have any baseball played, those who strike out a lot or hit home runs. But Dry Bones and Ichiro alike love baseball being played. They're looking for, hitting the ball in play. They don't strike out a lot. They don't walk a lot, nor do they hit a lot of home runs. They just want to see the ball put in play. And, we're paying these guys the big bucks. You might as well have them play some baseball. And Dry Bones is a perfect example of that.
Exactly, and Tiny Kong just now made it bases loaded, though that's not been a guarantee at this field. However, for some reason, he's going to go really slow. We have a close play at the base. They're 50-50 this year, and that's the first one this year that has gone the way of the offense. I believe
what was the base running there?
I don't quite know. That should have been a multi-run opportunity, but instead they only get one home thanks to Hurley getting the close play. That was almost disastrous, but the Fury take the lead as Donkey Kong, really slow start for him, but the Fury take a very good 1-0 lead going into the fourth inning.
Bases loaded, you get a hit to the left field. You want at least 2 to score, or at least get 1 score plus no outs.
That is a huge misstep.
But instead, the runners freeze. You almost get a double play, but instead, the 50-50 goes in your favor. A little bit of luck there for the DK's crew once again, but they'll come out with the run at the bottom of the third.
Indeed, and it's 1-0 as one of the Mies, I don't really care to know his name, gets on base, but he gets around to second, and the Blue Boner gets to first.
I mean, other than Season 1 Fury, when have we ever seen this many boners on the field at once?
That is a good question. Look at this. We're back to bases loaded. This time with no outs for Sluggin Heat. Let's see if they can actually do something with this. As I believe this is Sir Hosh. Sir Hosh hits a decent one over. And that gets 1. That gets 2 home. And the lead now belongs.
Fantastic hit by the center fielder there. When you have runners in scoring position, that's what you do. You score when there's a ball hit to the outfield. Showing Fury what they should have done in the last inning.
Yeah, 2-1 lead for Sluggin Heat. Madison up to hit. And Donkey Kong cleans that one up for a double play. And here comes Baby Boo up to hit.
Looking to find his pitch, and he does.
Head.
Another RBI there for Sluggin Heat.
And we are back to the top of the order with Kamek.
Once again, trying to look for his pitch here. Funky's going to give him just an absolute meatball down the middle. And he'll get on base and put Boo into scoring position.
GM Dawson, you can hear him from the dugout screaming at Donkey Kong to jump. Donkey Kong, uncharacteristically bad game as BJ hits that foul to right field. And Funky Kong's kind of charging these up, and this time Donkey Kong makes sure to grab that one, but the damage has been done, and it's a 3-1 lead for Sluggin Heat now.
Yeah, and that's 3.5 innings. We are at the exact halfway point of this game. Let's see what kind of changes each one of these teams makes on the field.
Yeah, Dark Bones up to hit, and he hammers that one, but it's going to go foul left field. As he's going to get a really good hit there, and he'll get to first base. Not a surprise considering his family's lineage with getting on base. The Boners, again, really good.
I was going to say, I don't really know much of their Dark Bonus family background, but I agree. The Bones are known for those slap hits that just get right over the infield. They're going to take their single and let everybody else clean them up.
And Purple Toad now up to bat. And I have noticed the last few innings, they've kind of picked up the batting here. The bats have gotten hot for both teams, as we are going to see 3 half innings in a row where we see bases loaded. In the second half inning in a row, we see bases loaded with no outs.
Yeah, and Double Cup Toad, known as the, the slugger of all of the Toads. He leads in slugging. He leads in RBIs. He's just going to take his single there, go back to his family lineage. As Hurley gets another RBI.
Really good play there from Hurley. Splits the defense, and he's going to make it a 3-2 ball game. Gets a runner in. Bases are still loaded with no outs, as there's my Ichiro comparison. Dry Bones comes up to base.
Once again, taking strike one. They're waiting for their pitch, and Double Cup Toad's going home.
They make it. It's a 3-4 ball game.
Surprised that's not a close play there, but Purple Toad, a little bit smaller, able to get underneath the tag.
And they take the lead, 4-3, just like that. Like many predicted, that Sluggin Heat lead was very, very short-lived, as this is Funky Kong. He's going to get 1 RBI. Item usage, we might see 2, as Dry Bones is going to make it home. It's 6-3 now. So this game is blown wide open in favor.
Once again, Funky has the chance to go 3, decides to hold up. He knows that throw's going home, so I don't know why he's standing on second when he could just go for the cycle and go ahead and get his triple out of the way.
But it is a 6-3 lead, and if you're a Sluggin Heat fan, you got to be scared. 3 runs is a lot in this league, and Bowser Jr. is going to come up. They're going to make a change, because evidently the pitching was not working.
See, and Funky Kong standing on third there. Maybe that double play doesn't happen. But we've got 2 outs here finally. I think 3 runs isn't terrible for this team. It's a very good slap hitting team. They just need to get this third out and, head back to the dugout. And they do.
Really good inning there for the Furies. They take a 6-3 lead going into the second half of this game.
But this is who you want up. If you're the Sluggin Heat, this is who you want to start your inning. Get some base runners, get some runs, start to chip away at that lead. Still got 3 chances to hit here. Game's far from over for these guys.
And Boomerang Bro hits it straight to the outfield there, and Funky Kong's a bit tired out there. He's been playing a really good game thus far, hence his exhaustion. I believe this is Drizzy up to hit. I really didn't do my notes on these guys. It's Drake. And Drake hits it straight to Donkey Kong.
That's all right. They've got more hitters coming up. They're fine with a couple of outs. A lot of teams are really good. 2-out rallies. With Blue Dry Bones up, they're not worried here. So he's going to take strike 2. Oh my goodness. We talked about that long field. And it's gone. Dry Bones, we talked so much about their slap hitting earlier in this game. He said, you know what, I can hit 1 out too. He goes Oppo Taco over one of the largest fields in the game. No dynamic home run, simply raw power over the fence.
And the thing is though, the rest of the team thus far has been playing really bad. They didn't have anyone. That could have been, if they had those 2 guys who went out immediately, go in and get on base, that would have been a tie game, but instead they're still down 2. It's not all about the big hit. We need to get guys on base.
Me's consistent. Let's see if they can load the bases again like they did a couple. Oh, never mind.
We had a glitch in the Matrix. That Me was so bad that they wasted no time. The ball immediately teleported into the hands of the first baseman. That's how bad that at-bat was. But here comes Donkey Kong, who's kind of had a slow day, but he can play really well. He splits the defense there for a good base hit to first.
Good use of the star pitch here. Dry Bones or Dark Bones decides to take.
I really feel that Bowser Jr.'s star pitch is probably the cheapest in the league. It's just, I'm going to throw dirt in your face. I'm going to throw paint in your face, and good luck. Just Bush League stuff.
I mean, it's effective. It works. His star swing is also very similar. Kamek going to go ahead and roll it up here. unassisted double play to
Donkey Kong just
get their
not
bats
fast
back
enough.
up.
Just not fast enough. He's kind of had a slow day today. But again, it's Donkey Kong. He is starred today. Hopefully he can pick this up for the Fury. They still have the lead, though. He's going to come up and pitch now. And that's immediately out.
Another gritty play there by Dixie Kong. Taking matters into her own hands. You know, she's known as an outfielder, but she's held her own. Oh, and Boo, able to run through, and he still gets out.
Doesn't matter.
The POW did not affect him. You almost wanted that POW block a little bit later. Still gets out, and Kamek is going to get on base with another single right over the infield.
And Donkey Kong, once again, he's going to use these star pitches as something against Bowser Jr. He's not going to use it this time as Bowser Jr. gets it straight. Oh, wait, that's an error. I don't think it's an error caused by...
Will Kamek go? He will. Bowser
Kamek's
Jr. pulls up on second.
6-5
And now we've got a one-run ball game with a very formidable power hitter up. We've seen one go out today. We'll see if we'll get another one here to take the lead.
And you were talking about this earlier, the questionable base running. You'd like to see Bowser Jr. possibly go third there, even take a chance at it. But, you know, he's just a baby. You know, he doesn't quite have the brain capacity to do that.
Big field. Will the center fielder get there in time? Doesn't look like it. Go ahead. Home run from Boomerang Bro. Going back to his old seasons of being a pure power hitter. And they will take the lead here in the 5th inning.
Yes, they do. Boomerang Bro finally wakes up. He's kind of had a slow game. He finally wakes up.
Excuse me.
Hits a good home run there. It's 6-7 now.
You know, and it's going to stay that way. The score is going to stay 6-7. We're going to go 6-7 into the bottom of the 6th inning here.
There's a
maybe
group of
even into the
toads
7th inning.
There's a group of toads in the There's a group of toads in the crowd right now hitting the 6-7 as Purple Toad comes up to hit, trying to change the score so the Purple Toads can kind of stop doing it. Purple Toad, I think she's annoyed, or I don't know the gender of the Purple Toad just yet.
You're not allowed to ask anymore, actually.
Not allowed to ask, really. Well, they. Yeah. I'm just gonna assume they use they them. That makes the most sense there.
Well, I mean,
they annoyed.
Would it not be an it because it's a mushroom?
Maybe, I don't know, but they're human. Well, they're not human necessarily, but they are annoyed that they're out now. Yeah, it is out, and they or it is annoyed by that. It's Dry Bones. Hits it 3 up, 3 down. And it's gonna stay at 6-7, and those toads in the outfield, like those toads in the crowd, are still hitting the 6-7 with
their
lots
arms
of
are
fervor.
They're fungi or whatever. Their arms are going to get very tired, especially if we go from the 6th to the 7th inning with a score of 6-7.
Yeah, apologize on air for what? I asked for a clarification. You know, I thought we did what we were supposed to there, and I apologize for anything like that. But asking questions is not something that should get us canceled. Also,
no.
To the guy who said breaking new, that's not the phrase. Like, you can't break a singular new. It's news, plural. That's why you're in the National Guard. As Donkey Kong, we already have 2 outs, not surprising. It's going to use a star pitch there.
Sluggin Heat looking to tack on some insurance. 1 run is not safe in this league. And that one will be called fair by Lakitu, as Hosh will pull up on 1.
You're seeing some Fury fans in the crowd kind of yelling. They thought that landed foul. Lakitu's not listening to them. And it doesn't quite matter because Purple Toad's going to take matters into its own hand.
You know, and this might just be me being an old school guy, but is that bomb necessary? If you know that they're going to catch that and it's a delayed explosion with 3 outs, why are we throwing the bomb?
You know, sometimes it's about sending a message. It's not about the bomb. It's about sending a message. And, you know, that's just going back to the old days of the DSA, you know. Either, you know, you need to do something about it. It's like the Detroit Pistons in the 1980s and 90s, the bad boys, you know. You got to do it sometime. Send a message. And
it just got misgendered, so we're going to throw a bomb in their face as well. That just seems uncalled for, in my opinion. I want a buddy toss.
Oh, wait.
Funky Kong.
Oh, Funky Kong. Oh, wait.
Out.
Out, but that's going to get Tiny to third. Very questionable base running there from the Fury. A lapse in judgment there. A rare lapse in judgment from Funky Kong. Maybe there's
Tiny
some
Kong
tiny merit.
Didn't want to help him out. Didn't want to say, hey, yeah, I'll go back to second. Instead, forces him to try to make a play. And these guys don't know how to run around a tag, so he's just going to walk right into, blue bones for the out.
But that still gives an RBI chance.
This might be a sack fly here, depending on the item.
Tiny Kong's going to make a run for it. And she will make it there. It's a tie game at the top of the 7th. As DK comes up, he's going to try to take the lead.
Let's see what happens here. Bare minimum, we're going to extras here. Don't like to see that as a Sluggin Heat fan. This one's going to be hit to the gap. It's going to be hit hard.
Really good hit there from DK. He's going to go 2.
Haas just got, I don't even know what by that ghost. They don't show us a replay, but he just got fondled in the outfield by an orange ghost. That's got to be like a flag, a yellow card, something.
That's Luigi's Mansion for you. As Dark Bones comes up. He wants to take the lead here. As he's going to use a star hit, and it does not matter.
We are going to extras.
In the outfield. Is it not the top?
No, it's the bottom of the 7th.
I guess so. I got lost. It's been a long day. I had to host trivia earlier and then come over here and do this.
Give me one of the trivia questions that was asked today while we're in between innings here.
Let's go here. The first question today I thought was pretty easy. What daughter of Tsar Nicholas II was rumored to have escaped assassination?
Yeah, so I would have lost today if that was the easy one.
You don't know Anastasia?
See, as a musical guy, Anastasia is one of the few that I have not seen.
The easy mode, right? What Chargers running back broke the NFL record for rushing touchdowns in a season in 2006? This one should be easy.
Oh, it was 21. What's his name? Is it Tomlinson or something?
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson. You got that one.
Yeah.
And
he's from TCU, isn't he?
Yeah, I asked 2 questions, and guess what? Sluggin Heat got out of there. So now it's going to be up to Fury to try and win this baseball game in extras.
You know, this is why they don't let us in the booth. Last time we were trying to figure out the Wordle. I can't remember. We got distracted pretty easily last time together. As we are in extra innings here for a very must-win game for both these teams. As Crawdaddy's going to get on. Oh, my bad.
He is not going to get on base, no.
No, he is not. A great play there by Boomerang Bro. Trying to force it to go to 9.
Well, the thing is about us being distracted is that, it's Sluggin Heat. They didn't do anything with the baseball, and I knew that would happen, which is why I kind of started talking about trivia. Back to Fury, though. They have 1 runner on base. And it's going to stay that way.
We're going to 9 innings.
We're going to 9 innings. We're playing a whole baseball game today.
It's going to see this pitching depth. Are they going to have to change pitchers again? I'd put pitching depth in the favor of Sluggin Heat. Because I feel like if DK has to go to the outfield, bad things are going to happen. But Boomerang Bro, who had a home run earlier this game, takes strike 1. Donkey Kong is aware of that, is going to pitch him 2. And he's going to get out at first.
Boomerang Bro, he had that home run earlier. Donkey Kong wisely using that star pitch, and that's going to be his last effort for the day. We're going to see.
Oh, and there it is, just as I had predicted. Now they've got no chem in the outfield. That's bad news.
But these
especially
memes,
in a game
I
this
will
late.
say they're serviceable pitchers. We'll see what happens here. Is the first one.
Wow.
So far, that me over there on the pitcher's mound, he's hitting a no-hitter. He's throwing a no-hitter right now. So here comes Blue Boner.
No-hitter watch. It will flash on the screens of everybody at home. As the amazing blue item there. Dry Bones maybe going 3.
The item's going to end.
He's going to round second, and his third base coach is going to stop him very wisely.
Dry Bones knows he's too slow to get to third, so he's going to stay at second.
Will we see a me-on-me crime here as Gideon up to bat, star pitch, will get over Tiny Kong, Dry Bones pulls up at third. We've got first and third here, 2 outs, top of the 9th with Sir Hosh up to bat.
If you're a Fury fan, you're hoping for a quick out here. This is very dangerous territory. And that is me-on-me crime. as that is going to be out. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. Still tied. All Fury needs is 1.
This is what dreams are made of. If you played baseball growing up, this is what you did in your backyard playing wiffle ball. Bottom of the 9th. Big game at Luigi's Mansion. Let's see what happens here.
Exactly. His Dry Bones, very good hit. He's going to get on first.
His bread and butter. As Bowser Jr. getting tired here.
That's what happens when you let babies pitch. They get tired, very famously.
And that's another conversation to be had in the DSA. What's the pitch count for children versus, their adult counterparts? There's got to be some sort of rule or even law in place there.
Exactly. Child labor. Honestly, this whole league is built on child labor. If you really think about it, it's Funky Kong is gonna hit this.
I can't really see the shadow, so
foul just barely. That would have been the game. So Sluggin Heat gets a lucky break there, as that one lands fair.
Drizzy doesn't want to, come up on it and maybe prevent it from going to the wall.
And the
thought maybe he could have dove for it. His Dry Bones is now in scoring position, bottom of the 9th. Tiny Kong up to bat, and they're going to change pitchers. Put in the closer. Oh, here comes Adolis Chapman here, a.k.a. Boo.
He's going to throw a ball.
Yep. Pitching around her, that's okay. Maybe they want the force out, and that's going to win them the game.
Is the game, and an insult to that's going to end it there. 8-7. The Fury get in the win column for the first time this season and give Sluggin Heat their first loss on the year. 8-7 is your final score here from Luigi's Mansion. Honestly, a stark contrast to the last game we saw here. A really good game here today.
Yeah, the very, very gritty win. Very unexpected there from the Fury as they, kind of got punched in the mouth. They're able to stand back up. Long game, very gritty game. That's the kind of culture win that you need from Fury. Sluggin Heat, great adversity for them to take into next week and to take into practice. Low across the board for everybody there. Sir Hosh is your lead scorer. As you've got Kamek and Blue Dry Bones behind by only 10 points. You want to see more out of your captain. You want to see more out of both your stars. Me is being very formidable, excluding Madison. Overall, very solid game. You hate to lose it in 9, but very optimistic looking for Sluggin Heat here as they took a big win in week 1 and a very sad, gritty loss in week 2.
Yeah, and looking at Fury and how they played today, talking about this, because looking at this across the board, you mentioned like the 100 from Hosh. They're kind of surprising that the 2 starred players here combined for 130. Hosh almost got that by himself. He had 100. And looking at the guy next to him, 70, he got a little over half than that. And so you see that, like, it really sucks when your 2 best players, your stars, don't really perform. And we saw that today from Sluggin Heat, who played very decently in a very close loss when probably not a lot of people would have expected them to win. If you look here, really good game. The MVP of this game is going to be Tiny Kong. Fury kind of played with their food a little bit today. They probably should have won this game by a little bit more, all things considered, as the title favorites, but a win is a win. You want to get in that win column early. Would have been a disastrous 0-2 start for the title favorites, but 160 from Tiny Kong gets them the victory. Sometimes it really is about having your best player outshine the other team's best player, and that's what happened here today.
Yeah, and you're talking a lot about title favorites, and they were coming into the league, but as Fury fans, I'd almost be a little worrisome. You take an 11-run loss, and your first win comes in extras. So very gritty win, good for the program, but looking long term, are they going to make some moves, or is this what their team's going to be all year? Yeah,
but this was a really good game here today. Fury does what they needed to do, does what is expected of them. They beat Sluggin Heat. GM Dawson is in there talking about how this Fury team, I remember last year as a Wrecking Crew, upset the Sluggin Heat. Talking a little bit of trash there. We'll see what happens the next time they play. But the final here from Luigi's Mansion is 8-7 in favor of the Fury.
Well, that's all I've got. So I've been JT.
And I have been Benjamin.
We'll see you next time.